foster care is a critical service for children in crisis, and it relies on a network of family and volunteers to succeed.
We want more kids here. We want to show them love.
One thing that we strive really hard for is to create a safe space.
You'll meet those families later, but first, let's zoom out to the bigger picture. We pulled data from the 2024 State of the Child report to see where Tennessee's foster care system stands and where it's headed. Let's look at data of children entering care. In 2023, about 5,400 children entered care in Tennessee. That's about 3.2 kids out of every 1,000. That's worse than the national average of 2.4, making Tennessee the 10th highest rate in the country. The most common reason is drug exposure. That makes up about a quarter of cases. Just behind that is lack of supervision. Now, let's look at children already in the system. Teenagers make up the largest group at 47%. Just behind that is kids 5 to 12, and then the smallest group is kids under 4. Once they get a placement, kids can stay with foster families, relatives, or group homes. But many don't stay in one place for long. In 2023, 60% of foster children in Tennessee had moved 3 or more times while in care. That's a rate that's consistently worse than the national average. Now, what happens when kids leave care? Last year, more children exited care than entered it. The most common reason was reunification with family, which made up about half of cases. Just behind that was exit to adoption, which made up about a quarter. Some youths age out of the foster care system without finding a permanent home. In 2024, that was about 850 people. Most of them qualify for extended foster care services, but only about 57% accept. Foster care is a complex, critical, and deeply human system. But one thing remains clear. More well-trained, loving families always lead to better outcomes for children.
Our kids are great kids, and they've been put through a lot. Sometimes they've experienced adversity at a really young age. And that's why we are looking for foster parents. That's why we want people who are loving and patient, who will open their own homes and hearts to these kids.
Every time you village call for a placement, we accept. We want more kids here. We want to show them love.
Meet the Flowers. Foster parents for 7 years. Dad Ben and Mom Mia have fostered nearly 60 kids in their East Knoxville home.
Do you enjoy being foster parents?
Yes, we enjoy it very much.
It is awesome.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
We enjoy it.
It is awesome.
Yep.
It is what
We
I
enjoy
was
it.
put on earth to do.
We can't wait for new ones to come in.
At most, they've had 6 foster kids at one time. Jenna Bailey is their caseworker at Youth Villages, the Knoxville foster care agency they work with.
They never say no. We have to say no for them because they don't say no.
They keep the house full of people, yes, but also hobbies, crafts, jokes.
We believe that atmosphere plays a big role in development.
Whatever a kid needs to feel safe, they make it happen.
We'll change rooms, we'll change everything to make any kid comfortable. Now, this used to be a girl's room. It's the reason why there's pink curtains.
Now, this room has 3 teenage boys, but next week, who knows? The Flowers take in kids of all ages, but they have a soft spot for teenagers, an age group many foster families hesitate to accept.
They are just wonderful, if I'm being honest. Once you break through that little wall, they just start fitting right in.
Fitting in, like Alina Brooks, who came to stay with them 6 years ago.
She painted this wall herself, and she decorated because we wanted to make her own.
In this house, kids get to be kids, sometimes for the first time.
It's a whole different thing. Like the music changes, their mood changes. They got more friends. They actually I like being a kid, you know. I like being 15 instead of being 25, 30 years old. So it's really rewarding to help teenagers.
For the Flowers, fostering is not a backup plan. It's their main purpose. Providing a flexible, fun home and giving children a place to feel safe.
That's the first thing we say. Welcome to the Flowers family.
Starting a new job, graduating from her internship program, getting ready to move out of her foster house, Alina Brooks has a lot on her plate.
Now, how are you feeling?
Nervous and scared and happy, all between.
See, she's 21 and about to age out of foster care. She does extended care through Youth Villages, in a program designed to help young adults land on their feet.
When I turned 18, I chose to stay there for a reason. I knew if I leave, basically I would live with my parents, and I'd be stuck in a house that I never wanted to be in.
Brooks entered foster care at 13, after her home was deemed unsafe. She still remembers what she packed: 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, 1 pair of shoes. She bounced through a few homes, and then landed in East Knoxville with the Flower family. That was 6 years ago. She remembers how her foster mom, Mia, welcomed her in.
And Mia said to me, like, I got you, trust me. And I said, okay. And I still trust her. And she's my mom.
This is where Brooks found stability, a place where she was safe enough to grow up slowly. She painted her room purple and got a pet bunny. And now, Brooks is about to launch. 3 weeks ago, she graduated from Project Surge, a Knox County Schools program that helps students with disabilities transition into the workforce.
Elena Brooks, come on up.
She remembers how nervous she was when she first signed up.
I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? I went to Mia, my mom, and she told me just go ahead and do it because it's going to help you. And it did. And I'm turned out a dietary aide.
A full-time dietary aide at Island Home Park Health. And next week, Brooks is moving into her own place. But she says she'll be visiting her family all the time.
But Mia's going to stay with me. She said, I'm not leaving you. And I said, I know you're not leaving me. I'm not leaving you. I told her there's only 3 spots you will ever find me: your house, my bedroom, outside, or here. That's 4.
So this is Peter. We've got Geraldine. So this is Bowser, Squirtle, Myrtle, and Mo.
Brittany and Becca Fausen were made to be foster parents, and it shows.
This is Kilo. This is Jasper.
Inside their home, it's hard to keep track of all the little creatures they've taken in.
This is Otis. This is Opal.
After years of giving shelter to animals, the Fausens decided to make a bigger commitment. They signed up to foster through Youth Villages, an agency based in Knoxville.
Within 2 weeks, we had a full-time placement. So we kind of dove in head first.
That was in October. Now they're caring for 3 children.
We're very open to the more problematic or troubled kids because we really wanted them to have a safe space.
Their approach, taking in cases others might turn away, started off with a dog named Corinne.
This is our pit bull. Her name is Corinne. She actually lived with friends of ours, and she was having some behavioral issues.
Behavior issues that were too much for the pup's last home. The Fausens took her in, got her into training, and saw her transform into the sweetest dog.
We saw how much just love, compassion, and consistency can change behaviors and bring out the good in a being, whether it's an animal or a child.
For the Fausens, providing a safe environment for children to grow is deeply personal. It's something they didn't always have.
And so I really wanted like the opposite for our home than what I had growing up.
Why would we not want to take in a teenager who needs a home when we were those teenagers who felt like we needed that safety net of that kind of a home?
One thing the Fausens do to build safety is through forming memories.
When you go through trauma, there's oftentimes memory loss. We strive really hard for is to create a safe space. So to be the opposite of that traumatic experience.
When they go out as a family, they overdo it with the pictures, then come home and help the children put them into an album. It's all in the goal of creating a stable foundation where a child is safe enough to grow. All throughout this series, you've met people on the inside of foster care and seen the incredible impact it can have on a child's life. It's an impact that I've seen personally for about 5 years. My family is a foster family, and also an adoptive family, although that part was kind of an accident. It all started with my mom, who's had a passion for foster care for a long time. Let's talk to her.
Hello.
Hi, do you have a second?
Yeah.
How long did you want to foster before you were able to? I remember you always talking about it.
20-something years.
Wow.
I mean, I just thought it was admirable. You know, like it was a very selfless thing to do. It would be like faith in action.
I remember, when JB came in, he was really nonverbal. And I just wonder how it is as mom seeing a kid change like that.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. knowing that that potential was in them is very, very rewarding. And then I wanted to do it more and more and more.
I love you. Thanks for talking.
I love you too.
Okay.
All right, call me again.
Bye, Mama.
Bye.
That's my mom. I have been just so proud watching my parents get into foster care. And while they've had the passion for a long time, opening our home for a full-time placement wasn't always an option. And I want to talk about that. What options are there to help children when you can't do traditional fostering? One way is to be a CASA volunteer. It's actually something that my mom did before she became a foster mom. I sat down with one local volunteer to hear about why she does it.
It can be really heart-wrenching, but it can be amazingly rewarding.
Kelly Steins is a court-appointed special advocate in Knox County. It's a state-funded program where volunteers are assigned to watch over children in the foster care system.
I think everybody, whether you're a kid or not, needs to know that somebody cares about you. CASA gave me an opportunity to interact with kids that were needing that the most.
Stein said that fostering was not an option for her because she cares for an elderly parent at home. So CASA volunteering meant that she could care for children in a way that fit into her life. Foster care matters because it doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's tangled up with so many other issues that affect our world. So when we support these kids, we're not just changing their future, we're changing ours too. In Knoxville, I'm Jillian Taylor.